My name is James Howard Meredith, and I was born on June 25th of 1933 in the small town of Kosciuszko, Mississippi. I grew up on a farm with my 9 other siblings. My friends, they call me J-Boy. Living in the South, I faced racism before I could even walk. My first experience with racism was during my teenage years when I was riding home from Chicago on a train with my brother. When we reached Memphis, I was forced to give him my seat for a white man. I had to go all the way in the back of the crowded train and stand the rest of the trip. After I graduated high school, I entered the military and joined the Air Force for 9 years. During my time serving, I met a gal named Mary June Wiggins, who I married. We ended up having 4 kids, 3 sons and 1 daughter. After my time in the military was over, I enrolled in Jackson State College, an all-black school. Then, in 1961, came the moment that changed my life and changed the country. In that year, I applied for transfer to the University of Mississippi. I was accepted, but my admission decision was later withdrawn when they found out I was black. With the recent ruling of Brown versus Board, I knew that I should have been able to enroll. So with the NAACP by my side, I filed a discrimination suit against the university. When it went to district court, they ruled against me again and again, but my case eventually made it all the way to the Supreme Court. This time, they ruled in my favor. I could finally go to school. On September 20th of 1962, I went to the campus to register for classes. When I arrived, the school was blocked by soldiers sent by Governor Ross. Riots broke out. I heard that 2 men died in the protest. Thankfully for me, the president had my back and sent troops for my protection. I was eventually able to complete registration, and on October 1st of 1962, I had become the first ever African American to enroll at the University of Mississippi. My time spent there was difficult. I always had to be escorted by troops around campus. Many students harassed me, and even for those who left me alone, they still caused me to live in isolation. Some of the worst moments that I remember include people on the floor above me bouncing basketballs throughout the night, or when at lunch, nobody sat with me. But it was worth it. I knew that I had to persevere to make a better life for myself, for my family, for my entire race. I was pushing for integration of colleges for people just like me. But after much turmoil, I graduated on August 18th, 1963, with a degree in political science. Afterwards, I continued to be an activist for African American rights. In 1966, I organized a march against fear, from Tennessee to Mississippi. On the first day of the march, I was sniped in the leg. I recovered and was able to continue marching 2 weeks later. During my absence, Dr. King and 15,000 others had joined. As a result, black voter registration in the area spiked. Now, later in my life, I tried politics, running for the Senate and the House, but I wasn't elected. A few years later, I served as a domestic advisor to U.S. Senator Jesse Helms. And then, in 1979, my wife passed away after she suffered from heart failure. I remarried to a woman named Judy Alsobrooks 3 years later and had 2 kids. We now live in Jackson, Mississippi to this very day.